A loose alliance of new political parties, including the Pirate Party and the WikiLeaks Party, joined with Green supporters over the weekend in cities across the country to plan protests following revelations that an American spying program revealed by whistleblower Edward Snowden may be collecting data on Australians. Despite being members of different parties, protest organisers were happy to cooperate.
Well, because the Pirate Party are people I'm happy to work with. Similarly with an organisation like EFF or the Greens, happy to talk with people from these organisations or parties or groups. Whereas, for instance, someone from the Liberal Party or the Labor Party wouldn't be very keen on talking to or doing anything with.
At the same time as Australian supporters met to plan protests, a modestly sized protest was already underway in Hong Kong, where Snowden is hiding out. For Melbourne-based information activist Asher Wolf, the revelations are helping to bring these issues out from the fringe and into mainstream Australian life.
I think they are, but I think that for the vast majority, they've been encouraged to believe that caring deeply about it and speaking up about it is something that's not particularly socially acceptable. I think that the average Aussie has been encouraged to think it's kind of a tinfoil hat issue rather than something that is actually happening, even when they're confronted with it and with proof of it.
Dr. Soulette Dreyfus of Melbourne University has conducted extensive research into public attitudes towards secrecy and whistleblowing. She believes Australians are actually much more concerned about privacy than they're normally given credit for.
The larger research project of which I'm a part at the University of Melbourne has looked at public attitudes towards whistleblowing, and as part of this we ran a poll asking people in Australia whether they thought there was too much secrecy in organisations in their society, and the answer was only 25%, a quarter of the population, felt there was the right amount of secrecy. In other words, 75% of the population felt there was the wrong amount of secrecy. And of that 75%, 50% felt there was too much secrecy in our Australian society.
For now, internet freedom activists are pinning their hopes on Green Senator Scott Ludlam. Senate candidate for the Pirate Party in Victoria, Joe Miles.
Scott Ludlam is doing a lot right. He's asking questions, and it is very difficult to criticise him because he's asking a lot of very important questions and he's being brickwalled, which is not acceptable. The Pirate Party have provided to Scott Ludlam, because he is the one guy asking the questions. So we've provided him with information, we've provided him with petitions, which he's tabled on our behalf as well.
While it's yet to be seen whether evidence of abuses of Western intelligence will play out as a major issue in Australian politics, Joe Miles is willing to play the long game.
Another way I think about it is, in 2 elections from now, what will the face of Australian politics look like when you look into those rooms? Will it be the continual childish name-calling that we have now? Or the justifiable all politicians are lying bastards? Or are we going to look for something different as people of our age and with our ideas grow older and, unlike these bunch of clowns, grow up?